Hello Libra, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Libra for the next 3 months. So this will be for April, May, and June. If you're more of a business person, this would be for Q2 or quarter 2 of 2022. But with all that said, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate. Drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now Libra, I do not offer personal readings, so if you get a message from someone, that is not me, that's someone impersonating me. Please do keep that in mind. Please do not get scammed. I also do exclusive content on my Instagram, so if that's your thing, definitely give me a follow there. But let's see what we have here for you, Libra. Now, if you watch my content regularly and you have not yet hit the subscribe button, please do consider doing that. It really helps my channel grow in a big way. Same is true if this is just the first time that you are watching me. All right, so let me make sure we have everything in view here. I'm going to take 3 cards to clarify as we go along, and then we'll get right into it for you, Libra. Okay. All right. Energy on the bottom. You have the 3 of Pentacles. So 3 of Pentacles is a great card to find. This is all about reward and recognition for some sort of quality job well done. You know, right now, some of you could be operating with teammates, doing something with your team environment, doing something with your colleagues. This card rules all of those sorts of things. There may be a conflict with a colleague, I have to tell you, or something to do with your team environment here coming up. I'll get into why I feel that way a little bit longer. But here's the thing, I think you've been doing some hard work. You can see this person here is a builder. You can see the anvil in the background, the mallet on their belt. They're holding up work that they are proud of. There are other creations here hanging up on the ceiling above. And so, like I said, you know, this card will come forward when you've built something or you've done something good, like in your workplace, like maybe you've done really well on a project. Like this card would definitely come forward with that. And as a result, this can be the sort of initial stage that you need in order to get yourself like a job raise or something like that. You have one of the major talent cards that I look for with the 8 of Pentacles, and this is a very similar card to the 8 of Pentacles. It's kind of, both can kind of signify craftsmanship or artisanship. And so artistry, I'm not trying to come up with the right word, but you know, even if you're not considered to be one of those people, it may be that like whatever you do with like a artist touch, or whatever it is that you do with like an extra level of skill. And so I see that coming in, and I see a reward as a result of that as well coming in. So those are kind of my initial thoughts, but let's go ahead and get into this. So in your overall situation, or your current situation, you have the 9 of Wands. So this person here is potentially annoyed. It's interesting that this kind of person's like frustrated, they're down on one knee, they're kind of grasping onto their wands, and this can come forward when somebody is annoying you. Now you have this with the 3 of Pentacles here, and so, you know, putting this together, I do feel like some of you have like a colleague that is just like you bump heads with this person. This card, though, on the other hand, does tell you to not give up. It tells you to persevere and to keep going, because it's the last card before you cross the finish line of the suit of Wands. Wands is the suit of work, enterprise, business, career. And so it's definitely a nice message of perseverance. It can say that maybe there's resistance as well going on. It could also say that you're preparing for battle, which is very interesting to me. And there is some sort of battle here, and I'll show you why. Because in the problem position, you have the 5 of Wands. You can see they're literally in a battle right now. They're sparring. You can see that on the card with this 5 of Wands energy. This represents conflicts, okay? And it's showing up in the problem position. And so it's almost like some of you are like getting all the receipts. Like you have the receipts, Libra. Like you, it's almost like some of you have been documenting something, or like you're almost like preparing to defend yourself. I do see you defending yourself. You have some challenging aspects here this will all work out in the end. You have an amazing staff here, which we'll get into as we go along. So the moral of the story is this will all work out. But right now, it's almost like there's something going on here, something playing out over the next 3 months that you will be having to like defend yourself. I think you'll successfully do that, and I think there's a reward that also comes with that for many of you. Now, in the past, you have the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups is an incredibly good card. This can signify new love coming into your life. It's like, I've been liking this, it's sort of like a happiness pill, the Eight of Cups, because it's like having your cup overflowing here. But, you know, the other thing is it could also just represent new happiness if it's not new love. It can just generally represent a happy period of time in your life. It can also talk about creative projects, and there is something around projects showing up here in my mind as I'm reading this. Also take a note of the eye on the card. Some of you are creating a vision for yourself. So in the future, you have this Devil card. So the Devil is a card of our shadows, as I like to say. You know, all of us have something to work on, and the Devil will highlight that for you. Nothing to be afraid of, because it's really just part of the experience. You know, the Devil can come forward when we're working through issues around addiction, around power and control. That's a big one with the Devil. But also it can come forward if, for example, you're kind of thinking negatively about every little thing in your life. If you have an addiction to negative thinking, the Devil can absolutely come forward. It's also a Capricorn energy. You do have some Capricorn energy here, just earth energy in general, in terms of people showing up in your life. But you know, the thing is, the other thing about the Devil is it does warn you to have patience, okay? Because the Devil in this instance is impatient. And so with this 9 of Wands, 5 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles situation here, I would say in the next 3 months, there may be something that's testing your willpower, that's testing your patience. I would be very careful about, I would just be very aware, if you work for somebody, if you're employed, I would be very aware of maybe gossip, and I'd be very aware of maybe somebody trying to bait you into something. I don't know. I don't want to like make this overly negative or like fearmonger or anything. That's not the goal of this channel. But I do think that there's something relating to work where you'll have to really exhibit some willpower over yourself here. And how you handle a situation will be very important, because some of you could be in the running for an upgrade, a job raise in the next 3 months if you work for somebody. And it'll be very important about how you handle that situation with this person. You know, for others of you, this conflict could be in terms of family as well. I don't know why I'm just getting that, but that could certainly be the case. Not everybody here is going to be dealing with job situations. That could certainly be the case. Now, on your thoughts or on your mind, in your conscious awareness, you have the 7 of Wands. You're aware that you need to defend yourself. Okay, this person this is about competition. This person's standing their ground. And the thing is, the 6 of Wands to me suggests that you've been successful because people now want what you have. As you can see, the Wands coming after this person. So it's actually a good card in that you've been doing well, especially with this Ace of Cups in the past. But now there's just elements of competition in the workplace with the 3 of Wands, 9 of Wands, 5 of Wands, 7 of Wands, very clearly here. You kind of finding the right way to handle a situation here in a sort of workplace dispute, or maybe it's just, you know, even if you're self-employed and you have to work with other people, that could also be coming in. You have the King of Swords in your unconscious awareness, or what you're not aware of. This is you. Okay, this is the Libra energy, or it can be. And this is also you giving someone a fair shot here. Okay, giving yourself a fair shot. Looking at the situation in an unbiased way is what I feel like is coming forward here. Now, in the staff, in the direction that you are headed, in your current influence, the way that you are influencing the situation, love this energy. This is the card that signifies a major talent in the tarot. It's also dedicating yourself to a task or a priority or a path. As you see, this person here is working away late at night. They're wrapping up their latest creation, their other pentacles, their other creations here hanging up on the ceiling above. You can see the symbolism repeated here in the 3 of Pentacles, other projects on the ceiling above, right? And so when you get this, this could mean that you have a special skill. Okay, you may be an artist, designer, builder, dancer, creator, author, writer, singer, dancer, whatever the case may be. If you're not any of those, like you may work in education, you may be a teacher, and if that's not it, it's just whatever it is that you do it with a unique skill or talent. And so this is a very nice card of, if you're not a master yet, becoming a master. And for many of you, this card signifies having a talent. And so it can also talk about good movement forward, just generally in your work. In the external influence, you have the Knight of Pentacles. This is absolutely what you would want to see in the external, because the external happens outside of you. You cannot control what happens outside of you. And so this Knight of Pentacles is somebody who's arriving and offering you something. Okay, this is the arrival of an event, typically of a financial or a material event, because it's in the suit of Pentacles. And this is about hard work as well. This is also about dedication and somebody who's reliable. And so if you give the Knight of Pentacles a task, they will absolutely complete it. You know that they'll complete it. And so externally here, you're being rewarded for your effort and your skill and your talent. And so what I've been suggesting throughout this whole reading is, don't let this toxic energy around this battle or this conflict ruin that situation for yourself. Don't put yourself in a bad situation because of someone else's poor behavior. In the hopes and fears, you have the King of Pentacles. You really want to climb the ladder for many of you, okay? Even if you're self-employed, this person, this King of Pentacles here, is somebody who has achieved a high status in their career. And they have done that by sticking to their habits, sticking to healthy routines. And basically, the King of Pentacles says, if it's not broke, don't fix it, okay? If there's something working, the King of Pentacles will exploit that over and over and over again to achieve the high status, to get to the gold crown, to get to the gold throne. And for many of you here, this is what is going on for you. You're looking to level up. And I see this available to you because you have the 3, the 8, and the Knight all sort of coming around. But there is an obstacle. Okay, there's very clearly an obstacle here with somebody, I think, in the way. And if it's not, I firmly believe that it's somebody in the way. But if it's not, you're in a battle against yourself, because this 9 of Wands is telling you to keep going. It's telling you to keep persevering and to have patience at this time. Do not lower your position because something's not happening right away, and also because of somebody's poor behavior, as I said. Now, in the outcome, you have the 6 of Swords. This is somebody who's going through a transition. They're going to new places, sailing on calmer shorelines. And the 6 of Swords can represent, obviously, a transition in your life, a rite of passage. This card kind of asks you to move past the conflict. As you see this 5 of Wands here, move past the battle and embrace new energy, see new people, go new places, go to new places, not only physically but also mentally. And the 6 of Swords can say, it asks you to think about the waters that you are sailing on. Okay, think about the water from a higher perspective. Like, how are you feeling about a situation? What kind of waters do you want to be sailing in? Are you emotionally taken care of at this? Or do you feel, I should reframe that, do you feel like your emotional well-being is in alignment with the place that you work? And, or do you feel like there's a spot in your life where you can sail towards a new understanding, right? So what kind of waters do you want to sail in the outcome here with that 6 of Swords showing up? So let's go ahead and see what else we have. Okay, so wow, these clarifications are big. Okay, so you have 3 major arcanas in these clarifications. That rarely happens. So you have the Tower. Let's talk about the Tower. A lot of people misunderstand this card. A lot of people get afraid of this card. I like to explain it this way. The Tower is actually a blessing in disguise. And the reason being is, if you take a look at this Tower, there are no doors on the Tower. Okay, this person that is falling from the Tower has built themselves a prison. They had no way of getting out, and now guess what? The thunder comes in, the lightning comes in, and they now have a way out. And so yes, it's an abrupt change. Yeah, this person's falling, but it's a blessing in disguise, because number 2, the Tower always leads to the energy of the Star. Number 16, number 17. The Star is a necessary card after an upheaval, after a change, after a shock. The Star says that you are now healing from this situation. You can see this person is in healing waters of renewal, and the Star represents a major wish come true. in your life. This person on the card is actually a genie, okay? And so they can actually grant wishes. And so if you've put a wish out to the universe, which I think many of you have around like improving your career in some way, this can be absolutely good. There's also clarity, healing, optimism for the future, hope. And you have the Lovers here as well, which talks about an important choice to make in your life, in love, or in general. And it could also represent, it could signify a seriously deep relationship with somebody, but we haven't really, I mean, you do have this Ace of Cups here, but it can absolutely signify that, but it can also just talk about an important choice that you have to make. But anytime I get the Tower and the Star, it's always a good sign to me. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, let's pull these cards. So again, there may be some changes. You also have 15, 16, 17. That's pretty incredible. Let's see here. So you have Seer, see beyond the current situation, Summer, bask in joy and light. And then you have Spirit Fox, trust your talents in changing times, man. And Eagle, see from a higher perspective. I've been talking about your talents this entire reading, right? With the Eight of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles. And look, I think that is the crux of your, that is like the major, one of the major reasons why many of you are in the next 3 months in this quarter here, why many of you are going to be moving up in your career or in your financial situation in some ways because of your talents. Could this come in the summer? It certainly could. You have the summer card, right? We're basically looking at the springtime into the summertime here. And so, yeah, it certainly could. You have main female, great fortune. That's a card you want to see. Despair, occupation, marriage, and mature woman. So interestingly enough, the author of this Kipper deck, their self-employment combination is great fortune, occupation. When you get these cards, it's a sign that not only can you be successful as a self-employed person, but you can be more successful self-employed than employed. And so I have been saying, like, you know, workplace or self-employed, I have been bringing that in. And so some of you, that may be the case. It's interesting, now there is this love message here with marriage, lovers, Ace of Cups, mature woman, main female. I do wonder if some of you are finding a counterpart. Remember, it doesn't matter what gender you are. I don't attach gender to the cards here. You can take on the qualities of any of these cards, the aspects of any of these cards. So I also think that there's also, I would just be very careful if you do work for somebody, if you are employed by somebody. I would be very careful about falling into energy like gossip or anything like that as well. So this is amazing. Oh, and Distant Horizons ahead. Distant Horizons, good times ahead. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. Take care, and I will see you in the next reading.